Hey everyone, it's Bailey and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my July TBR. So I'm still participating in Summer of Swoon, hosted by Shelby Reads. I will have all of her social medias linked in the description. So basically this is just going to be a continuation of that TBR. I did the first one in June, so I will have that linked if you want to watch that one. So in this video I'm going to be talking about 30 books that I hopefully want to read in July. That is a huge number, and do I think I'll be able to read all of them? Probably not, but I'm excited to try. This is all the books that I had slated for July and a few that I did not get to in June, so those will be on this TBR as well. So like I did last time, I'm just going to say the book and what prompt it fit, and yeah, so let's get into it. So the first book that I want to read in July is Flock by Kate Stewart, and this fits the prompt new to you author. I'm super excited to get to this book. The next book that I'm hoping to read is Ricochet by Krista and Becca Ritchie, and this fits the prompt new adult romance, and this is the second book in the Addicted series. I read the first book last month and loved it, so super excited to dive back into the series. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Marriage for One, and this fits the prompt romance Shelby has read in the last 2 years, and I believe she read this one last year. So yeah, I'm super excited to get to this one. I've been seeing this one all over TikTok, so super excited to read it. So the next book is actually one that is kind of a toss-up, sort of. So the prompt for the next one is read a book from an author who has 5 or more published books. So with this one I am picking a Sophie Lark book because she does have more than 5 published books, and I originally had The Bully for this one, but then I'm trying to read it in chronological order, I guess you could say. So the next one on the list that I would need to read is Ivan. So this is kind of a toss-up, so this one is going to be The Bully / Ivan. So we'll see which one I end up reading this month. I might end up reading both, but probably Ivan will be the one that I end up reading if I don't get a chance to get to The Bully. The next book that I'm planning on reading is The Fine Print by Lauren Asher, and this fits the prompt Booksta Rec. So obviously if you are on social media, you know that this book is all over Instagram, all over TikTok, all over the literal internet. So I'm super excited to get to this one. I've heard nothing but great things. I've heard the second one is better than the first one, but I heard this one is still really good. This next book is one that I actually did not get a chance to get to last month, but I'm hopefully going to be able to get to it this month, and that is Enemies Abroad by R.S. Gray, and this fits the prompt vacation or travel romance. This next book is actually a replacement book from one that I was supposed to read last month and ended up DNFing. So this book is Eyes on Me by Sarah Kate, and this fits the prompt summer release. This just came out a few weeks ago, so I'm super excited to get to this one. I have been reading and loving the series by Sarah Kate, so I cannot wait to continue on. This next book is one that I started last month and have not gotten the chance to finish just yet, and that is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score, and this fits the prompt plant, flower, or tree on the cover, and obviously there are some daisies on the cover, so this fits. Like I said, I have started this. I'm currently about 100 and something pages in, and I'm loving this, so I'm super excited to finish reading this one. So the next book that I'm planning on reading is So Not Meant to Be by Megan Quinn, and this fits the prompt romantic comedy. And if you have read anything by Megan Quinn, you know that she is absolutely hilarious and has some of the best rom-coms, and they're literally just so funny and they're spicy and just everything that I'm looking for in a romance book. So I'm super excited to read this one. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Terms and Conditions, also by Lauren Asher. This is the second book in the Dreamland Billionaires series, and this book fits the prompt diverse heroine. So I believe this is an interracial relationship or romance, but like I said earlier, I've heard that this one is better than The Fine Print, so I'm super excited to read this one as well. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Faking with Benefits, and this fits the prompt indie romance. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Make It Sweet by Kristen Callahan, and this fits the prompt romance. Shelby's rated 4 or 5 stars, and I believe Shelby rated this one 5 stars, so I'm super excited to get to this one. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Happy Singles Day by Anne Marie Walker, and this fits the prompt traditionally published book, and this was published by Source Book. Casablanca, I believe, is the publisher. Yeah, I believe that's a traditional publisher. I did find this in Barnes & Noble before it became popular to start having more indie books in Barnes & Noble, so I'm gonna assume this one's traditionally published, but if it's not, let me know and then I'll pick something else. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover, and this fits the prompt tear-jerker romance. So all of the videos that I've seen on this book have been of people literally bawling their eyes out, so I figured if everyone else is crying, then maybe this will like make me like tear up a little bit. So we'll see. I'm not usually a big crier during book unless I'm like really connecting and something like really big happens, but generally I'm not a crier, so I'm super excited to see like if I cry in this one. So this next book is one that I actually did not get a chance to get to last month, and that is Say Yes by Candy Steiner, and this fits the prompt set in summer. This next book is another one that I did not get a chance to read last month, and that is Something Wilder by Christina Lauren, and this fits the prompt No People on the Cover. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Out of His League, and this fits the prompt illustrated cover. This is a sports romance, and I'm super excited because I feel like I haven't read a sports romance in a while, so I'm super excited to pick up one here soon. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Truth or Tequila, and this fits the prompt bright color on the cover, and this cover is literally neon. Like the back of it is like bright orange, there's like a bright green on it for the trees, there's a girl in like a bright yellow dress, and this whole cover is like literally just so bright. So I'm super excited to get to this one, and hopefully it's like a fun summer romance. The next book that I'm planning on reading is The Beach, and this fits the prompt beach theme cover, and there are 2 people lying on the beach on this cover, so I figured it would be perfect. It's also called The Beach, so I just figured this book would fit the prompt to a T. The next book that I'm planning on reading is The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams, and this fits the prompt Friends to Lovers, and I'm super excited to read this one. This one has a lot of hype around it, so I'm excited to see if it's as good as everyone says it is. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Twisted Love by Anna Hong, and this fits the prompt new to you author. I have never read anything by this author, and I'm super excited to read the series because everyone is like raving about it right now, and the 4th book in the series just came out, and so I'm super excited to pick this one up and get to it. This next book is another one that I did not get a chance to get to last month, and that is The Summer Proposal by Vi Keelan, and this fits the prompt set in summer. The next book actually fits that same prompt set in summer, and is another one that I did not get a chance to read last month, and that is Hot Girl Summer. The next book is Photo Finish, and this fits the prompt, a book that Shelby has recommended before, and I believe this is a military romance, which I have never read one of those before, so I'm interested to see how I like it or not. I know Shelby's husband is in the military, so I feel like those kind of resonate more with her because that's more of her like kind of lifestyle than it does with me. So I'm super excited to see how I feel about this book and if I end up liking it or not. The next book is Rain Out, which is the 2nd book in the Truth or Tequila series, I believe it is, and this fits the prompt summery cover, and this cover is very summery. There is 2 people, one of them is lounging or maybe even like floating on like a floaty, and there's like a guy in some swim trunks and his shirt is off and stuff, and so this cover just reminds me of summer, and so I'm super excited to read this one. The next book is A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner, and this fits the prompt author rec, and I've actually had this author recommended to me by a few people that I've seen like on Book Talk and like Bookstagram and stuff, so I'm super excited to read this book. I have read a Candy Steiner book before, and And so this one I heard is probably one of her best ones, so I'm super excited to read this one. The next book that I'm planning on reading is That Second Chance by Megan Quinn, and this fits the prompt favorite author. And obviously if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, or even if not, one of my favorite authors is Megan Quinn. Ever since I read her Locker Room series, I have been absolute trash for this lady and her book, so anything that she puts out I'm most likely gonna read. And so I'm kind of diving into some of her backlist a little bit, and That Second Chance is one of those backlist books, so I'm super excited to read this one and hopefully I like it. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood, and this fits the prompt, an author with less than 5 published books. I am absolutely obsessed with Ali Hazelwood and The Love Hypothesis, and even her 3 novellas that she's put out. This is cutting it close because this will be Ali Hazelwood's 5th published book, because she has The Love Hypothesis as well as 3 novellas that she just released this summer. So I'm cutting it really close with this one, but technically it's not out yet. It won't be out until August, so I feel like I can squeeze it in there before it comes out, because I do have an arc of this book, so I'm super excited to read it. And since I have the arc, it's technically not out yet, so she really only has 4 published books at the moment, so we're just gonna hope on that technicality and just go with it. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Dream On, and this fits the prompt, author with less than 10 published books. I am not super sure what this book is about, but I'm super excited to get to it. It does come out on July 5th, so I cannot wait to get to this one. And the last and final book that is on this list is one that I did not get a chance to get to last month, and that is Forsaken by Brenda K. Davies, and this fits the prompt, 2 people on the cover. So as you guys can tell, there are a lot of books that I am wanting to read in the month of July. Not sure if I will get a chance to get to all of them, but I am hoping to read as many of them as I can. And yeah, so that is going to be it for today's video. If you are planning on reading any of these books in the next few months, let me know down in the comments, or if you have read any of them, let me know what your thoughts. If you liked this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to my channel. You don't have to. It would be awesome if you did though. I will have all of my social medias linked down in the description if you want to follow me or be friends, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!